What is up, you guys? Ryan Brewer back here, the host of Michael Myers Reacts, and today I wanted to do my spoiler discussion for Halloween Kills, but before I get into this, I do want to say I have a spoiler-free review for Halloween Kills on my channel now. I will leave a link in the description down below. Also, I want to say this is going to be kind of random. I'm just going to talk about anything spoilers, pretty much, things that bothered me, things that I liked. Also, I want to mention that in my review from yesterday of Halloween Kills, I forgot to mention the score for Halloween Kills. I do love the score for Halloween Kills. I think the H18 score is a little bit better, but I do love the music in Halloween Kills. John Carpenter killed it. Cody Carpenter killed it, and so did John Carpenter's godson, I think it is. Can't remember his name for some reason, but they all did great with the music. So once again, check out my spoiler-free review for Halloween Kills. Again, the link is in the description down below. So first thing I want to talk about is the flashback scene, because that's pretty much the first thing we see in this movie. I am a fan of the flashback scene. As I said in my spoiler-free review, it did bring us back to 1978. You know, they really had that filled down. Like, it felt like the late 70s. And it felt like Halloween 1978. And the reason why it felt like Halloween 1978 is because they had the Myers mask right. Aaron Armstrong, who played Michael Myers, I know in my review, I completely forgot his last name. It is Aaron Armstrong. He did great as Michael Myers. I really believe that that was Nick Castle as Michael Myers, even though it wasn't, of course. The Myers house was spot on, and this is really the only Halloween sequel, if I can speak, that has the Myers house right. Now, I really don't have a lot of complaints with the flashback other than the Loomis stuff. Now, a lot of people say, you know, that the Loomis voice bothered them, that it didn't sound enough like Loomis. That wasn't something that bothered me. I actually thought that sounded okay. The thing that bothered me was the close-up shots of Loomis's face, because obviously it's not Donald Pleasance. Rest in peace, Donald Pleasance. We love and miss you, of course. But it bothered me a little bit. I think it worked better with those farther away shots. Now, I'm not saying that they, you know, really focused on Loomis's face, but there is a shot where it's pretty close to Loomis's face, and it's not great to me. I think that's something they shouldn't have done. Now, when Michael goes outside when he's about to be captured and Loomis is standing on the porch in the background, that looked really, really good. That made me believe, like, hey, that's Dr. Loomis. You know, it had, you know, like that silhouette of Donald Pleasance, and it just looked like Dr. Loomis, but the close-ups, they didn't look wonderful. Another thing that really bothered me about the flashback is it's not something really major, but it is something that I was thinking about as I was watching the movie. Now, we all know that Michael jumps out of like that closet area and chokes out that deputy, which, you know, is kind of like a callback to Bob's kill, obviously, when he comes out of the closet and he chokes Bob and he does the iconic head tilt. It was a callback to that, but the thing that bothered me was with rookie Hawkins, which was fine. It was cool seeing Hawkins as a rookie. It was cool seeing him start out. But the whole thing where Hawkins shot his partner in the throat really bothered me, because, like, I understand that he's a rookie, but you're not going to take a shot unless you know you're going to be doing the right thing, because obviously Hawkins ends up killing his partner. And I know what some of you are probably going to say. You're probably going to say, hey, well, he was just maybe thinking he was going to get a lucky shot and hit Michael in the face or something. But I feel like even if you're a rookie cop or whatever it is, I feel like you're not going to do that. You're not going to risk your partner's life just to kill Myers. Now, I understand why he may have took that shot, because, you know, if he did hit Myers, maybe he could have saved his partner's life. But, you know, doing what he did obviously didn't work out, because he ended up killing his own partner. What would have been better for that scene is if Hawkins really broke down and he went in tears and, like, maybe he lowered his gun, and Michael ends up, you know, choking that deputy, killing him, and just pushing him over. I think that would have been better, because then Hawkins would have just had that, you know, like, oh, I couldn't do it. I couldn't help you. Myers killed you. But Hawkins killed his own partner. It's just something about that doesn't sit right with me. Basically, what I'm trying to say, I feel like even a rookie cop wouldn't have risked their partner's life. Like, I understand that his partner was in a life-threatening situation, but I still feel like a rookie wouldn't have done that. Why would you risk killing your own partner? I feel like Michael killing him would have made more sense, and then Hawkins breaking down like, you know, oh, I can't do this. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that would have worked better. And now I want to talk about like the present stuff, you know, Halloween night 2018. I do think this was great. It picked up where it left off. Obviously, Jamie, Allison, and Karen are in the back of that truck heading to the hospital. We never find out who the driver was. I just noticed that. We never found out who the driver was of that truck. I like how we see the fire trucks going by, and obviously it opens up with the firefighters accidentally saving Michael or doing their job too well. And of course there's a firefighter massacre scene, which was really cool. We all knew that was going to happen. I do like that. Those are some very, very good kills and brutal kills. And another thing I really appreciated about this movie, you know, obviously we know that Laurie goes to the hospital, and she's pretty much in the hospital this entire movie. And I pretty much called it. I said in one of my streams, I don't remember what stream it was, but I pretty much told you guys, like, I'm pretty sure Laurie is going to be like that backseat character. She's not going to be our main focus in this movie, and she wasn't, which I thought was okay, because I know a lot of Halloween fans have that, you know, where they don't want it to always focus on Laurie. They want to go away from that Strode timeline. And we kind of got a taste of that in Halloween Kills, I think. You know, she wasn't a main focus. Now, of course, this movie involves Laurie Strode, but I think it was nice that she kind of took a background. I think it's kind of nice that she was a background character. She wasn't a main focus. That was something I really liked. And I really liked that when they first get to the hospital, that Laurie, Karen, and Allison don't know that Michael Myers is still alive. I'm kind of glad that those characters didn't get the news until later on. And another thing I really liked, now a lot of people may not agree with me on this, I actually liked the fact that Michael Myers didn't go to the hospital in this movie, because to me that just would have been copying Halloween 2. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Halloween 2. It is my favorite sequel in the entire franchise. I'm just glad that, you know, Halloween Kills feels very different than Halloween 2. Now, of course, a lot of the scenes take place in the hospital, but, you know, Michael doesn't go there, and it just doesn't feel like a copycat of Halloween 2. So that's something I'm really happy about. Now, if Michael did go to the hospital, I don't think I'd be mad about it. I'm just glad that they didn't go that route, because it's just too similar to Halloween 2, so I'm really happy about that. But again, if he did go to the hospital, I wouldn't have been angry about it. I want to talk about something else that I did have a problem with, and that was the whole bar scene or club scene, whatever it was, with Tommy, of course, and, you know, Marian's there, and Lindsay. I didn't like that. I don't know, something about that just didn't sit right with me either. It kind of just felt weird. You know, Tommy's up there telling the story of Michael Myers and what happened in 1978, and it just felt too, like, on the nose, and just everything about that scene just, it doesn't feel right to me. You know, the African-American couple go out to their car. You know, she's like, oh, he's in the backseat of my car, because they know Michael is loose or whatever. And of course we come to find out that it's not Michael Myers. And it's just, you know, Tommy goes out there with the bat, and it's just too much. It's like this just doesn't feel right to me. Something feels really weird. Basically what I'm trying to say is that Michael survived the fire, and he's causing mayhem again in Haddonfield, and they find that information out. And she thinks Michael's in the car, but we come to find out that it's another mental patient that was a patient that we know from Halloween 2018. He was the guy with the umbrella, and, like, if your shoe was untied, he was, like, mad about it or whatever. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is that mental patient. Now, he didn't need to return for this movie, but I will say that what we get with him is very impactful. Now, obviously, he goes to the hospital where Laurie is and Karen and all them, and, you know, they mistake him for Michael Myers. They think that this mental patient is Michael Myers, even though, of course, it's not. And what happens to this mental patient is really sad. Karen tries to help him out because she knows this isn't Michael Myers. And, you know, they all, like, she locks him in, this hallway or something in the hospital, and they all find out where he's at, and they're trying to get to him because they still believe that this is Michael Myers. And it causes this mental patient to jump out of the hospital window and kill himself. And of course, the aftermath of him jumping out of that window is very gory and very brutal, which was cool. But the scene alone, it's sad. You know, you really feel for this mental patient because, you know, I'm not going to say he was an innocent man. I mean, he was, you know, he wasn't Michael Myers. He didn't kill anybody. But, you know, he shouldn't have been out in the real world anyways. Obviously, that's Michael's fault. Not really, actually. It's like Sartain's fault. Whoever made the bus crash in 2018. Either way, you really feel for this mental patient. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad to see. But it was shot really well. I like the POV of him jumping out of the window. Like, you see just his hands, and he hits the ground, and it's just shot really well. Okay, so now I want to talk about returning characters. I do have some issues with some. especially Brackett, due to the fact that, like, he was a very useless character. Let me just say that. We did not need Brackett in this movie. It was really just fan service. That's the only reason why he was in this movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Charles Cyphers as an actor. It was really nice to see him as Brackett once again, but it's just so unnecessary. And when Brackett finds out that Laurie's in the hospital, he doesn't go to talk to her or anything like that. I thought that Brackett and Laurie were going to have some sort of scene in this movie, and they don't have a scene together. And it's just kind of like, it wasn't Laurie Annie's best friend. Like, why would you not go in there to speak with her? It's just like he's just like, Laurie? That was it. Like, he just said her name, and there was just no scene between those two. And then, of course, we have Marian Chambers back, which was also nice. I liked her more than Brackett in this movie, even though we didn't really need her either. I mean, she was there just for a body count, pretty much. Her kill was nice. I'm not surprised that she died. Also, Brackett dies, by the way. And I'm not surprised that those two died. You know, these are older people, and they're probably not going to want to do very many more Halloween films. They probably just didn't want to be in ends, which is understandable. At least we got what we got with them. So those two returning characters dying wasn't an issue for me. And of course, Lindsay Wallace and Tommy Doyle are also returning characters. It was nice to see them return, even though, of course, Anthony Michael Hall isn't the original Tommy Doyle. He is a really good Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle, I said that a lot, I know. Tommy Doyle is our main focus of this movie. You know, he's the one that kind of makes the town of Haddonfield go crazy. And, you know, I like that. I think he's really good as Tommy Doyle. And of course, Kyle Richards coming back as Lindsay Wallace was really nice as well. She was very, very good in this movie. I'm glad that they didn't kill her off, because last time we see her is her going into the hospital after that little attack at the park. And I gotta say, that park scene is my second favorite scene in Halloween Kills. So I'm glad they kept her character alive. I hope she is in Halloween Ends. I'm pretty sure she will be. But my pet peeve is them killing off Tommy Doyle. Now, Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle was very, very good. His performance to me was great. He was one of the strong points of this movie. And them killing him off was definitely a missed opportunity, in my opinion. Now, of course, he is in 95% of this movie. I just feel like it was kind of a wasted character because his performance was just so good. Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle was just so awesome, and I just wanted to see him continue on. You know, him and Lindsay Wallace could have got together or been married by the time Halloween Ends come out, because Halloween Ends is taking place 4 years after Halloween Kills. So, you know, they could have been married. They could have done a lot with Tommy Doyle, and them just killing him off seems like they just kind of wasted his character. Okay, so let's talk about the kills now. I feel like I'm going on a little too long here. The kills are great. It is a strong point of this movie. I want to talk about two kills in particular. Number one is Cameron's death. Now, Cameron's death might be no, it's not my favorite kill in the movie. It's probably the whole eyeball kill thing with the knife through the eyeball. That was really cool. But Cameron's death was really, really good as well. I like that whole scene where he sees his father up on that, like, attic thing, whatever it is. I kind of predicted that. I did a stream where I was like, what if Cameron, you know, the blood's dripping on his hand, and I'm like, what if Cameron looks up and it's his father? And it was, and I'm glad that they did that. And Cameron's death was really brutal. His death took a while. It's like, you know, Michael kept like banging him in between the stair railing thing, whatever it's called. And then he finally, you know, starts going down the stairs, and he's kind of toying with Alice, and he completely turns Cameron's head around, and it was just such a good kill. And then, of course, we have the ending of this movie, which takes place at the Myers house, which was really cool. It takes place actually in Judith's bedroom, which was nice as well, and that's Karen's death. I don't know if she's actually dead. To me, that seemed kind of weird. I don't know if she's actually dead, because before she dies, she sees Michael as a kid. And the way that it was shot, like when you see Michael swinging the knife and her getting stabbed, it just felt really weird. So it makes me wonder if that was even real. So that's my spoiler discussion. I'm going to end it here because I feel like I'm going on way too long. But that's my thoughts on all the spoilers and stuff. Of course, there's things I've missed. I didn't cover everything. But if you are new to the channel and you're a Halloween fan, please leave a like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And I will see you guys on the next video.